皆さんこんにちは。 CISM のあかりです。今日は BC 州ラングレー学区留学生プログラムの、マーク・リーパーさんにインタビューしていきたいと思います。Thank you so much, Mr. Leeper, for joining us today. We have a few questions for you. So do you still accept students for 2021 September intake in spite of this COVID-19 situation?
Yeah, so Langley, like all districts in BC, are accepting students.
Mm-hmm.
Langley has 8 high schools that are open for September registration. We are also accepting students for second semester as well.
Perfect.
So in 2022. Now for Japanese students, we do have April entry acceptance as well. So if students from Japan, their schooling ends in March. So if they would like to start in April, that is allowed as well.
Perfect. The next question, do you offer homestay and airport pickup service?
Yeah, so yes to both those questions. Our homestay department is run by Langley School District. We do not use a homestay company. So when students come to Langley and they choose to be a district homestay student, my staff will find the homestay for them. And on our application form, we have quite a lot of questions regarding homestay, like for example, their diet that they have, their likes or dislikes, animals, do they want to be with another, young students, older students. So we do a lot of time asking many questions on the application so that when the homestay department matches the homestay with the student, that it's a good match as much as we can make it, right? So when the student comes to Canada, then that family that they are matched with will be very close to what the students say is their likes and dislikes. So hopefully when students come to Langley, there are very few issues or concerns with the homestay family, and that the homestay family treats the student very well and just like a family member. As well, the homestay department, we have 3 managers, homestay managers, and they look after everything from going to the homestay to do the home inspections multiple times a year. The homestays must have criminal record checks. All of the people living in the homestay house, so that when a Japanese mom or father is sending their son or daughter overseas, they know that those homestays are safe and they are sending their kids to a good family. So we do all those checks for them. And then we also have our homestay managers. If the students have any concerns about the homestay once they are here, they can talk to their homestay manager and tell them the concerns. If the problem is big and we need to, take action to move the student, then we will do that. We do not force the student to stay in the homestay house if they are not happy. So there is an option to move to a new homestay house if for some reason that homestay is not working out. In addition to the homestay managers, they have a teacher at the school called the school coordinator. So the school coordinator, their job is to take care of the students at the school. So, and that's in addition to the homestay coordinator, the homestay manager. So the school teacher is only dedicated to working with international students. So they take care of the international students within the school, helping them with their scheduling, timetable, any problems in classes that they have. They will help support them, taking them on school trips, maybe skiing or snowboarding or sightseeing or something like that in a non-COVID year. So this year is a little bit different, but normally they would do all those things.
So a lot of Japanese students struggle with their English. So what kind of supports do you offer for those who have difficulty improving their English level?
Sure. So first of all, each of our 8 high schools offer ESL classes. So those ESL classes are available for students to improve their English skills or their skills in social studies class English, to help them with the regular English class and the regular social studies class. So when the students come to Langley, they receive a placement test. And the reason we do a placement test when the students first arrive is to assess their English level. But if students do need support, then what happens is in Langley, we have a mixed program. So the students will get extra support at the beginning for their English class and their social studies class with their ESL classes. but they will be in regular class with Canadian students
Mhm.
in science or physical education or art. So
Mhm.
we don't separate the students. They don't just take ESL class
Mhm.
because the way to learn English is not separating the students into only international students.
Yeah.
They also have to be with Canadian students so they can speak English and listen to English. So we have them in a mixed stream. If the students have any issues or problems and they don't feel comfortable with their English level and speaking English and talking to the teacher or talking to the homestay coordinator, then we do have a Japanese staff member who will do translation for the student and who can talk to the student in Japanese and help the student get their thoughts across or get the issues resolved
Mhm.
through the teacher or through the homestay coordinator.
Sounds awesome. Then the next question, what makes Langley School District unique?
Sure. So Langley School District is, first of all, our location. We are a suburb of Greater Vancouver area. So we're close to Vancouver in the sense that students can easily take public transportation by bus or by SkyTrain from Langley. So of course, we do not have a SkyTrain line into Langley, but it's easy to go from direct bus from Langley to Burnaby or Langley to Surrey to connect with the SkyTrain. And it takes about 50 minutes to go from Langley to Vancouver on the weekend, like on a Saturday or Sunday. They want to go skiing, they want to go shopping, you know, all those amenities in Vancouver. So our location is very good.
Mm-hmm.
The other good thing about location is that because we are a suburb, we're made up of mainly families. So for Japanese students, when I talk to parents in Japan, their big concern is, will my student be safe? Will my son or daughter have a safe time in Canada?
Mm-hmm.
So in Langley, because we are a family community, mom and dad live here because it's cheaper to buy a house than it is in Vancouver. A lot of Canadian families have moved to Langley in the past 10 years, and it's a growing community, but it's a family community. So we have things like recreation centers, we have shopping malls, we have coffee shops, restaurants, but it's also a very safe community to live in because it's a little bit outside the big city, but it's close enough that students can go on the weekend, but it's far enough that they can feel safe and they can feel like it's a very nice family, safe community. The other good point about Langley is that we are still very English speaking. Most of the residents in Langley speak English as their first language. So for Japanese students, coming to Langley is a very good experience for them to learn English and speak English every day in school, in homestay, and in the community. So for a Japanese student who really wants to experience, you know, the Canadian culture and learning English language, Langley is a very good choice. But also, again, they can go to Vancouver very easily and experience, you know, the big malls, shopping malls in Vancouver, or Japanese restaurants in Vancouver, whatever they want, but still come to Langley and have that Canadian experience.
Okay, great. Well, I think that is the end of the interview. Well, thank you so much for making the time for us today. And all of the information were great. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
ラングレーは田舎すぎず、都会すぎず、留学生が英語を学ぶには最適な地域みたいですね。以上、CISM インタビューでした。